So maybe one of the most horrifying ways to die, and it was done to a 68-year-old church-going widow.
Yeah.
Awful.
Awful. Hello, everyone.
Hello. I am Rebecca. I'm more nervous than I thought I'd be during this episode.
Don't be, please.
I unfortunately have a dreaded life update to share with y'all. Again, this is Rebecca, but I've always wanted to be, transparent with y'all. Duh. I tell y'all everything. Y'all are my best friends. But it's usually a fun update, like when I told y'all and Rach that I was pregnant.
During that was a surprise. What episode was that?
39. I look.
Oh, wow. Gosh. And now that chunky boy is pushing 2.
That's right.
He's bigger than ever, too.
Yep.
Sorry. Continue.
I told y'all I was quitting my corporate job in episode 145, which is exciting. Today is not so exciting, and I'm not going to drag this out too much, but last Monday I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It's very early. I don't know much. It was about a month after quitting my job. I found a lump. They biopsied it. Came out clear.
That was back in April.
April 30th. They said it was clear. They thought it was mastitis.
Which makes no sense. We know. We said it from the get-go. It made no sense.
Yeah,
she wasn't postpartum. She wasn't breastfeeding. She never breastfed. Made no sense. But okay, sure. Mastitis, it is.
Yeah, but it just kept getting worse and more painful. So I talked to us. They're like, we just got to remove this. Let's go into surgery. And the surgeon told me last Monday that they actually did find cancer. So I don't even know what stage or anything.
We do know it's triple negative.
Yes.
The receptors, whatever that is,
The irony of quitting my job and having the best month of my life in April, my God, that was the best month of my life.
Yeah.
And then, having this painful thing since then sucked. But it is not going to slow down the podcast. Actually, we need it more now than ever.
Yeah.
Because my entire family was on my insurance in the corporate world. Therefore, yeah. So medical bills are expensive, and I know y'all are so supportive. And don't worry about me. I'm gonna Olivia Gonzalez the fuck out of this thing.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna talk about that. I heard that. God, that impact statement was fucking awesome. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's the attitude I plan to have towards it. Let's ride at dawn. Let's take this. But
that's right.
It won't come without a few tears, obviously, and stress though, because these medical bills are expensive.
I want to clarify that you do have insurance.
Sure.
You sound like when you said that before, it sounded like you were saying y'all don't have insurance. I'm like, you do. She has it, but as you know, she went from corporate salary insurance. Her whole family was on insurance. Now she's paying for it separately.
Yeah.
So like she said, we're gonna get it out of her. We're gonna kick its ass. We are educating ourselves on all of this. It's very still processing.
Yeah, I plan to educate myself more on this, but I will be honest, I have not opened that giant textbook that they gave me day one.
Hold off on that.
I'm still trying to process it. So
I know.
Yeah, I've had 2 surgeries. I'll find out more with my first oncology appointment. We'll get a treatment plan in order. I don't know what that is. All I know is that I'm a little scared. And
God, don't be. I don't like when you say that.
I know, but it comes with it.
I know.
But I know I'll be fine, and I appreciate all of y'all. And I know y'all are all so supportive, and y'all are gonna reach out. And here I am telling thousands of people, and I don't know much myself, but we've set up just so things aren't get flat. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say that. Because we know, again, like she said, y'all are so supportive, and I know y'all reach out. We did set up a separate email just for well wishes and just to not overwhelm
our current inbox, because we get a lot of.
Yeah. And I want to be the one kind of going through them, so you're not overwhelmed.
No, I wouldn't be. I'll go through
I
them.
know you'll like them, but I'm just saying, you never know.
I might not get to them immediately. Again, I'm still kind of processing it. And whenever I read sweet texts from people or see a sweet email, it's going to send me into a tearful moment. And sometimes I'm like, I just can't do that right now.
Yeah.
I'll eventually read all of them, and I appreciate y'all. But more so, I'm telling y'all.
Well, the email is, we haven't even said that.
Sorry, that I'm
the
not
email,
prepared for this.
It's okay. It's okay. Who cares? You're doing great. The email is cancerstheworst@gmail.com. It's not cancer is. That was taken. Cancer is the worst was taken. So it's like a contraction. Cancer's the worst. So y'all knew that. Cancer is the worst, though.
Y'all do know that.
At gmail.com. Did I say that? I don't know.
So now, really, the only thing I ask of y'all is, because we need this podcast to grow more than ever, please continue telling friends. If they like it, tell them to sign up for Patreon. We are going to accelerate this more than ever. We are not slowing down the podcast.
Yeah. But
I know that y'all aren't worried about it, but I'm just saying, like, we need it more than ever. Spread the word about this entire thing. I'm spreading the word because one of the co-hosts has cancer. You could say that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to
like
be
them.
a bartender on Watch What Happens Live. I want this to go every fucking where.
Okay. Now we're starting to think.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be so cool. Well, and no, to be honest, because again, I'm going to say it again, Rebecca quit her job a month before this happened. Of course.
Yeah.
And her husband's his own entrepreneur. So like it's good for now, but it's going to get stressful. And I am setting up a GoFundMe. By the time this launches, we'll put it up on our social media. I just want to, I think people are so sweet. Meal trains, let me know what to set up. I'm like, the finances is about to be very stressful. So I know that Rebecca's not worried about dinner right now. So I would rather just, I appreciate unfortunately, cash is king, and fucking insurance in this country is a joke.
And I appreciate my sister setting up that GoFundMe. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rach, Tarver, and Lauren.
Yeah. Mostly them. Because I was a wreck.
I'm sorry.
I love you. You're going to be great. Everyone's going to be great. This is just going to be a bad dream.
It is. It already is. I'm just kidding.
Right. And just one more thing, and then Rebecca will get to it. We'll post on social media how to support. We're going to come up with shirts to sell online that, will help support. We're figuring all that out. We will keep y'all posted. Again, still processing, still new, but we will keep y'all posted on how you can help support Rebecca.
And throughout this entire journey, I'll tell y'all everything.
Throughout. Yeah. That's what I mean. So thank y'all.
So I love y'all, and we can talk about a horrific murder now if y'all want.
No, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Okay, well, this one's gross.
Ew.
So yeah, and there's no other way to say it. So I'm just going to get going. I'm going to tell you about a girl named Melissa Sifuentez. Oh, sources. Hold on 1 second. Sources. An Oxygen show that I can't say yet. Oh, well, it's not snapped or anything like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Court documents, Cinemaholic, KBTX.com, The Eagle. Also a show that I've never heard of, Someone You Thought You Knew. That's okay. What that's called.
BRB.
No, it's an investigation discovery show. And the last one was aired in 2018. So.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like 7 episodes. Actually, I think this may have been the very last episode back in 2017-18. I was like, I've never heard of this.
Oh my God.
Bryan College Station Eagle. It's the last one.
Oh, wow. A lot of sources up in there. I almost did this one. I'm so...
I know.
Thank God.
I'm so annoyed you know it.
I know. I really wish I didn't.
Ugh. Me too, actually.
But it's so funny that I was starting this one and you just happened to text and said, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you are not.
Yes, I am. Okay. Melissa Sifuentez was born in 1988 to Kelly and Felix Sifuentez, who were only 18 years old when they had her. They were high school sweethearts, and during their senior year, Kelly found out she was pregnant. 9 months later, Melissa enters the chat.
Right.
And honestly, for being teenage parents, Felix and Kelly were kind of coming out on top. They got married. He started his own business, which he named after Kelly. It's Kelly's Plumbing. They had their own house. They owned their house in Bryan, Texas. It was, by all accounts, a success story. Best case scenario for young parents.
Yeah.
They both obviously loved Melissa. She was their pride and joy, and they were very close, particularly Kelly and Melissa. Being only 18 years apart, they were more like sisters rather than mother and daughter. And Melissa said it was kind of like having a best friend and a mom all in one. When Melissa was 12 years old, Kelly had her second child, a little boy named Kevin. And Melissa, being the only child for so long, you would think that this would come with a little jealousy. Or actually, I bet it goes one of two ways.
Yeah.
Either your preteen child will be pissed because she liked having all the attention on her, or they'll be amped. And Melissa was amped.
Sure.
Actually, she said it made her and Kelly even closer because Melissa would like help out so much with Kevin. I think like get up in the middle of the night when he would type thing. Like, she loved it.
Good girl.
I know. Unfortunately, Felix had to go fuck it all up and get himself arrested because not long after Kevin was born, Felix was accused of inappropriately touching a 14-year-old girl and was charged with indecency of a child. Now, some sources said he was out with friends one night and had a relationship with a girl he thought was of age, and it turned out that she was only 16. But I couldn't, several sources say that, but I couldn't find details of how, when, where, court doc. I want to see an arrest record, a police report.
I know.
Couldn't find any of that. So maybe these were two incidents. Either way, Felix being locked up, and he goes to jail for like 45 years. So it does have to be more than just.
It seems like it's more than like hitting on a girl at the bar, smacking her ass, and then saying, oops, you're not 18. But yeah, no, when I've heard this story, no one knows details about that.
Right. The only blurb I did find was when he was arrested, it was in a local newspaper, and it was it was 2002, and a 14-year-old accused him of him grabbing her breasts. I'm like, which is repulsive and disgusting, but I don't think he would get 5 years for that. Even he should. Because,
yeah.
Right. It's creepy, and that means he's willing to do more. But I'm like, I just don't, whatever.
We've done these stories time and time again where it's like, he only got what?
Right.
I think they would, whatever. Gross. He should be there for 5 years though. Sure. Whatever it is.
So Kelly, being a stay-at-home mom, she now has no more household income. So she, Melissa, and Kevin move in with Kelly's mom, Geraldine Lloyd. Kelly got a job at First Presbyterian Children's Center, but money was still tight. And Melissa is around 13 years old when this happens. So it's a tough transition. Your dad's in jail for being a pedophile, and you have this infant brother that your now single working mom really needs to focus on. So she kind of had to fend for herself.
Yeah.
And not so much fend for herself. They were still very close, but she kind of had to entertain herself, I guess. Not as much quality time with mom.
Sure.
So as a result, she surrounded herself with friends constantly. And Geraldine and Kelly understood this. They allowed her to have whoever over whenever she wanted, pretty much. One of these friends being Christian Olsen. They had known each other since like 6th grade, and they started dating. So Kelly and Geraldine got to know him as well. And Christian himself didn't have the best relationship with his own parents. He was very smart, and according to Melissa, he excelled in everything he tried, but his parents were apparently very hard on him. And Kelly felt the need to kind of step in and be a role model to him. So when he and his parents would fight, he always ended up staying at Geraldine's. And this went on even after Melissa and Christian broke up. Not that it was a messy breakup. They were 14. What's there to fight about, really?
For real.
So they remained friends. And by spring of 2007, Christian's parents kicked him out for the final time, and he permanently moved in with Melissa and her family at Geraldine's.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, he's 18 years old. And as a thank you for letting him move in, he would do things around the house and help take care of Kevin, who again is Kelly's youngest son. He's 7 years old at the time.
Yeah.
One weekend in June 2007, Christian is pulling into the driveway when a man approaches him. He introduces himself as Randy Westbrook. He's the son of Geraldine's across the street neighbor, Etta Jean Westbrook.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Etta Jean and Geraldine are so...
I know. What are we going to do here? I love it so much.
They're close friends. And I'm like, and I bet such a dynamic duo. Etta Jean and Geraldine just hitting it up.
Well, for a while there, they were living by themselves. So it'd be like,
yeah,
go over to your friend's house.
Well, Randy doesn't live with Geraldine. I mean, sorry.
Oh, I know. With Etta Jean, you mean?
Etta Jean, yeah.
Yeah. No, I knew none of her kids lived there, but she was a widow.
She was a widow. We'll get into it. I'm about to tell you all about her.
Sorry.
So first, okay, so Randy Westbrook, that's Etta Jean's son, walks over, sees Christian getting out of the car. So Etta Jean and Geraldine were close friends, but Geraldine was in Houston visiting a friend. So Christian asked if there was something he could help with, and Randy explained a horrifying story. It's a story that had already been blasted on the news, so Christian already knew about it, but here it is.
Oh my God.
2 days prior to this, so on June 3rd, 2007, 68-year-old Etta Jean Westbrook was just getting home from church and was planning to eat lunch, then prep her dinner for the night. She called her son around 1 p.m., but other than that, no one had spoken to her the rest of the day. Etta Jean's husband, Cecil, died in April of 2006, so she's been a widow for just over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Around midnight that night, Etta Jean's best friend, Hazel, got a notification that Etta Jean's alarm was going off. So I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
It's interesting. I don't know what kind of alarm this was. If I were to guess, the alarm company tried to call Etta Jean, and when she didn't answer, they called maybe her emergency contact person.
Yeah.
I would assume if the owner of the house doesn't answer, protocol would be to call the cops, but I don't know. That's why I'm like, I don't know what kind of company this is, but
yeah.
Or maybe it's a preference thing, and Etta Jean's like, no, call Hazel if I don't answer.
I
don't know.
Well, I'm picturing a life alert, which I would think would be emergency. You don't call Hazel.
No, right. And it's not a life alert. It is security. It's a house.
Okay. Okay.
So the alarm company calls Hazel and says Etta Jean's alarm's going off, but it being midnight, she's a little scared to go by herself. So she calls police on the way and says like, meet me at my friend's house. Her alarm's going off and she's not answering. And it could be an active break-in. I don't want to walk in on shit.
Yeah.
So cops meet her there and they open the back door, which was unlocked, and they find Etta Jean's body lying in the living room on the living room floor. The home itself looks very clean. The only blood is coming from poor Etta Jean's head.
Ugh.
And being 68, it wasn't out of the realm of possibilities that she fell and got a head injury, which is what they thought at first. But they didn't really know what she would have hit her head on. Like, it's not like she's lying next to a dining table with a sharp corner. She's in a carpeted room with couches and chairs.
Yeah.
So obviously they do an autopsy, and it came back that she had 25 blows to the head and was strangled.
Yeah. Ugh.
The medical examiner also found what appeared to be scraps of metal or something in her hair, which was matted with blood. So they're all, wait a minute. Let's go back to the house. Grab the luminol.
Grab that luminol on your way out.
It was actually
luminol.
God damn it! I say grab the luminol.
God, just forget it. I'll get it.
It was actually Blue Star, which is very similar to luminol. Actually, it's supposed to be an improved version. I'm not sure why. But
we've had a few Blue Stars up in here. Yeah. Yes.
Well, that shit lit up the entire house. There was blood from the kitchen to the living room, on the ceilings, everywhere. Everything had been scrubbed clean. The same little metal fragments that were in Etta Jean's hair were also found in the carpet where her body was. So they collected that. They collected a bunch of stuff. While they were there, the phone started ringing, her house phone. And they're like, oh, yeah, let's take that too. They just took it right off the wall.
Well, wait, who is it?
Well, they didn't answer. They want to review all incoming and outgoing calls. They just take everything. Medical examiners determined that she died between 1 to 2 p.m. that day. So the fact that the alarm went off nearly 10 hours later at midnight was a complete glitch.
What?
They said it was likely due to a thunderstorm that night, But it is so weird to me and almost like divine,
Eerie.
divine
Yeah.
intervention of someone saying like, okay, this poor woman needs to be found.
Oh, man.
And let's set it off at a late hour so her friend is scared enough to call police on the way. Because like
Right.
any earlier, Hazel would have gone solo.
But
Probably.
the killer could have just come back to check on things and accidentally set it off and then hauled ass out of there.
Well, that
No?
would no, because that would mean that you would have to set it leaving.
Oh, right.
Like what? They have
Sorry.
no idea what. But thank God it did, because this poor woman would have gone probably the full week without being discovered.
Right. Wow.
I just thought that was so weird. I was like,
That's
wait,
weird.
that seems almost not serendipitous, because it's
Kismet. I mean, it is.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
Like, wow. Anyway. So detectives notify Etta Jean's kids. She has 2 sons and a daughter who are all grown up. They're living in Atlanta, Dallas, and Vicksburg, Mississippi. So they drop everything and rush to Bryan, Texas.
Mhm.
Detective Fry asks her 2 sons, Randy and Curtis, to do a walkthrough to see if anything's missing. And the first thing they look for and cannot find is her purse. And detectives eventually find it underneath the bed in the guest room, and it's empty except for her license. Then they go in the garage, and Randy notices that a railroad spike used for keeping her kiln propped open was missing.
Mhm.
Just a little lesson. A kiln is essentially an oven that gets hot as shit, and it's used to harden like materials like clay. According to her kids, Etta Jean was very artistic, so I imagine she was into pottery or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what she used it for. But it needs to stay open because fumes are released and whatever. And the latch was broken, so she used a railroad spike to prop it open.
Mhm.
Railroad spike is pretty much what keeps a railroad track together. It looks like a 12-inch long, 3-inch thick nail.
Yeah.
A big ass, sharp, rusty nail, which is
Yeah.
bleh.
Uh-huh.
The murder weapon wasn't at the crime scene, but Randy and Curtis knew that their late father had another one in their toolbox, identical to the one missing. So they take that one to be tested, and it matches the metal fragments found in the carpet and in Etta Jean's hair, which turned out not to be metal. It was the rust that fell off of it.
Ugh.
So maybe one of the most horrifying ways to die, and it was done to a 68-year-old church-going widow.
Yeah.
Awful.
Awful. Poor Etta Jean.
So it's been about 2 days, and obviously her family cannot sit still. So Etta Jean's son, Randy, starts knocking on neighbors' doors to ask if anyone saw anything. And that's when he approaches Christian, who immediately gives his condolences and says he didn't see anything, but he'll ask the rest of the family. And he'll ask Geraldine when she gets back from Houston.
Oh my God. Her son is doing that?
Yeah.
Why aren't they? Why aren't the police?
I'm sure they have to. And
Yeah.
They just don't keep each other, like cops never keep the family updated on what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So, Meanwhile, down at the police station, they go through Etta Jean's answering machine, and there is one from her credit card company about suspicious activity. So Detective Fry calls the credit card company, and it turns out there was about $1,500 spent at Target, Walmart, all these places and the main thing being purchased were cleaning products. And the first transaction, which I thought was just so interesting, was 2:07 p.m., the day of the murder. Literally 7 minutes outside the window they thought Etta Jean died in. So, like, medical examiners rock.
Wow.
They are on point.
It was right after whoever killed her went to Target with her credit card, like a dipshit.
Right. This person also bought a hotel room that night around 8 p.m.
What hotel? Let's go.
I know, but they first go to the stores, I guess, because CCTV might be like erased after a certain amount of hours. They want to see that footage first. Where at a hotel they could have made up a fake name. They probably did, and it'll be more of a hunt. So like, no, let's go to the stores first. So they pull the CCTV, which doesn't tell them much other than it was a dude, because this angle of the camera is like right above. You can see the top of his head. That's it. But they notice that him and the clerk seem to be talking a lot, like almost chummy. So they go to the clerk who checked him out, and he says, "Oh yeah, I went to high school with that guy. That's Christian Olsen."
Mm-hmm.
Police find, again, Christian is who lives across the street, or who is staying across the street.
Right.
Police find his parents' address and go to their house, and they explain that he's been living with his ex-girlfriend's family. They give them the address, which, as we know, directly across the street from the crime scene. Obviously, Etta Jean's son, Randy, already knew this, but again, cops don't really keep the family up to date with everything they're doing. So they didn't even think to ask, like, do y'all know Christian Olsen?
Yeah.
There's nothing tying Christian directly to Etta Jean's murder, but there is direct evidence that he's using her credit cards. So they get a warrant to arrest him for that. Undercover cops wait outside Geraldine's house, and the moment he walks out, they arrest him. They question him about the murder, and he obviously denies it, tells cops he was walking to the park with Kevin, the youngest son, when he saw Etta Jean's credit cards thrown into the gutter. So he took them, but he certainly didn't kill her. They push harder, and he, of course, crumbles like a piece of paper.
For real.
He bursts into tears and appears remorseful. But about 60 seconds in, detectives said he went completely cold and dark and said, all right, here's what happened.
Oh.
He said the day before the murder, he went over to Etta Jean's and borrowed a baking sheet or frying pan or something. Then the next day, he waited for her to get home from church because this cute 68-year-old woman never misses a Sunday.
No. Angel.
He walks through the open garage looking for a weapon. He sees a rail spike, grabs it, and knocks on the door to return the pan.
Okay.
She invited him in and told him that he could place it on the kitchen counter. And when she turns around, he hits her in the head with it. Ugh. She stumbled from the kitchen to the living room as an attempt to escape through the front door, but he continued to stab her 25 times in the head alone. Ugh.
The fuck is his problem?
He then rummages through her purse, steals all her credit cards and cash. And as he's washing his hands in the sink, he hears her gurgling. So he goes back in there, got on top of her, and strangled her. So cruel.
Ew.
Like, cruel doesn't cover it.
I know.
God. The cops are in disbelief and ask what the fuck his problem is. Like, you're telling me money made you do that? She lives in a modest house as an unemployed widow, collecting Social Security. Like, you're willing to beat her to death for the probably minimal money she has? Like,
yeah. Give me a fucking break.
And he says, no, he doesn't really understand why it happened. And I'm like, that right there, no accountability. Nothing happened.
Right.
You did it.
Yeah.
Like, screw you. Cops later test the blood that was found in the sink, and it confirmed it was Christian. So they know they have their guy.
Wow.
They ask if he acted alone, and he says yes. But they're like, well, you're a murderer and you're not credible. So let's go check the hotel room that you booked. And they found out that he was not alone. He was actually with his girlfriend. But it wasn't Melissa. No, they did not get back together. It was her mother, Kelly.
Gross. This is why I wanted to do this one. And I'll tell you, you didn't call dibs, but I was like, I cannot wait to hear Rebecca's reaction when I tell her how disgusting this is.
I know. I'm so bummed you know it.
Ew.
She's repulsive. Kelly had been having a secret relationship with her daughter's ex-boyfriend ever since they broke up in 8th grade.
8th grade.
When Christian was 14 and Kelly was 35.
No. We're not doing
I don't
this.
have words. And how sad for Melissa and Kevin that both of their parents are pedophiles.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Melissa. Ew.
After Melissa and Christian broke up in 8th grade, they stayed friends, but little did she know, whenever Christian stayed over after a big fight with his parents, he secretly slept in Kelly's bed. Sick. When Christian was grounded and not able to stay there, Kelly would sneak him over some pizza or takeout or whatever. Just get out of here. Fuck off.
Ew.
Then the Olsens, Christian's parents, found flirty texts between him and Kelly. So they took away his phone, but Kelly got him a burner.
Kelly?
No, Kelly. I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. I'm a creepy mom. I'm a disgusting mom.
Creep.
Once in high school, Rebecca Olsen, Christian's mom, went to talk to the principal and saw that Christian's guardian contact was changed from her to Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
That way that way Kelly would be notified anytime he skipped school and not Rebecca.
I have a lot of questions about
I
that
don't
one.
understand how the school would allow that without contacting the Olsens first.
Exactly.
I don't get that.
I mean, maybe being a small town, they probably knew that he was primarily living with Kelly, Geraldine, and Melissa. And so maybe, I don't know, that if I were Rebecca
Seems
Olsen,
weird.
I would have said, sorry, what's that? Okay, BRB, and walk over to her house and punch her in the throat and tell her how inappropriate. That's like really crossing a line.
Oh, I
You
know.
changed me off my kids' emergency contact from the school? Are you joking me?
Right. It's a
You're
great
done.
way to get a kick in the face.
Ooh,
Fantastic.
incredibly boundary crossing. I'd be so
Mhm.
furious. Ew, she's such a creep.
I know. And they do confront her. We'll get there.
Does someone get punched in the neck at some point? That's the one part I don't remember.
Uh-huh. For
Okay,
sure.
good. Phew.
Yeah, in prison. Just kidding. So shortly after he started hanging around Kelly, the Olsens said he started stealing from them and dabbled in drugs, which we later found out Kelly gave him meth once he turned 16.
Yep.
She's the absolute worst. And came from such a normal background. She had a great upbringing, even a great married life until it wasn't.
Right.
It was like Felix going to jail really unraveled this really disturbing behavior in her.
Yeah.
It was unforeseen by everyone in her life. They're like, what the hell is happening?
Well, she spiraled late in life. I mean, being an 18-year-old mom, she, it sounded like after Felix went to jail, she was just started with like, so in my wild oats, because I never got to be like a young kid in my 20s, and then took it way too far. Because she would like party with them.
Yeah.
She would like let Melissa have her friends over, provide alcohol. Like she's, and then would like stay up with them.
Right.
Like, ugh.
Take them to toilet paper people's houses, which I'm like, okay.
Okay. God.
Which a lot of moms did that, but I'm like, that's always pointed out in the sources. And I'm like, that's the least of my problems.
Oh, yeah. But I'm actually more concerned that anyone older than 14 would still want to do that. I'm like, they wanted to do that? Whose idea was that?
Right. Especially the ones doing meth. That seems like a very uninteresting activity for a meth head.
Nah, no way.
According to the Olsens, they did everything in their power to get Christian back on the straight and narrow. They took him to counseling. They sent him to boot camp. They confronted Kelly again about her inappropriate behavior. And they even went to the police to try to get a restraining order. But because Christian denied being sexually abused by Kelly, they couldn't move forward with it. Ugh.
God. Gross.
In spring 2007, Christian's parents thought that he was doing drugs again. So they asked him to move out for good, which is when he moved in with Kelly. And by this point, he was 18. So in his parents' mind, they're like, if he is having a relationship with this disgusting mother, he's 18 now. He's an adult. He can technically do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And shortly after moving in, Melissa came home to find her mom's door locked.
Oh my God.
Kelly came to open it, and right behind her in bed was her ex-boyfriend. There's Christian. I'll say it again, her 8th grade boyfriend. And from that point forward, the secret was out. They all remained living under the same roof, except now Christian and Kelly were open about their relationship. It's just baffling. By this point, Melissa had her own serious boyfriend, so I'm sure she thought it was weird as shit, but was like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Can you imagine that shock?
Oh, God. Disgusting.
Ew. There's not enough ew in the world. I'm just going to keep saying it. I have nothing else to say.
I get it. So cops are repulsed and are confident that she had a role in Etta Jean's murder. So they look at more CCTV footage from the day Christian was buying all the cleaning supplies. And at one of the stores, they do, in fact, see Kelly with him. So they bring her down to the station and confront her about this. And she acts shocked, like, oh my God, that was Etta Jean's credit card. I thought he was using his parents. Like, whatever. We're both losers living off our parents. I thought that he was just, spending his own parents' money.
Right.
And they're like, sure. And they obtain a warrant to search Geraldine's house, who is still in Houston, by the way. This is only June 23rd, 2007. So it's like a couple weeks after the murder.
Mm-hmm.
They search the room Kelly and Christian are staying in, and they find a bunch of receipts from the shit they bought using Etta Jean's card, proving that Kelly for sure knew about it.
Why?
Uh,
Why did they keep the receipts?
I don't know.
Are you returning something? Y'all are
Right.
dipshits.
I know. It's
I mean, CCTV proved it anyway, so that really doesn't matter. But that is like,
pure
God, I
stupid.
bet those investigators were like, jackpot.
Right.
Great.
Right.
This is 100% now.
Right. Even when the ones you paid cash for, you kept the receipts, you idiot. That was
Oh
not
my
traceable.
God, did they? They didn't.
They had, all the cash was gone. They spent it somewhere. I don't know if that's actually for the cash, but who knows?
I assume
stupid.
so. Yeah. In a way, obviously the worst person in the story is Kelly. That goes without saying. Christian was like full on groomed. I mean, now that he's an adult,
we'll get into
needs to,
all that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my God. Absolutely. We'll get into that.
She like picked a vulnerable teenage boy.
Yeah.
Like it is really
She's a
textbook predator. But okay, go on.
So the police go back to the station after finding all the receipts. They go out to the station and start building a case against Kelly and obtain a warrant for her arrest when they suddenly get a call from a very unexpected witness in this case. It's from Felix Sifuentez. He is now out of prison, living in Waco, Texas with his parents. And he says, hey, Geraldine Lloyd is not in Houston. She's buried in the backyard.
Shit. Damn. Yeah.
I know.
Felix coming in with it, huh? Okay.
I know. So
I knew they killed her too, but I didn't know that timeline. Houston, get out of here.
Right.
And why does he know? Okay, sorry. Go.
Okay. Yeah. So he tells police that Kelly called him and said that Christian killed her mom and that she's scared with big fat ass air quotes. And he immediately called the police. So for that and that alone, because I know he is also a creep, I say, good move. You did the right thing.
Right.
To Felix.
But that's it.
So cops go back to Geraldine's house. And the first thing they notice is that a deadbolt had been installed outside of her bedroom.
Wait, outside of Kelly's bedroom?
Outside of Geraldine's bedroom.
Okay.
So you can lock it from
yeah.
So it's been installed on her door. So you can lock it from the outside, which is stupid. So cops just, twist it the other way.
So they're like, oh no,
the door's locked. What are we going to do?
We got to go.
Right. So they let themselves in and nothing's amiss. It looks like she got new sheets. It looks like the mattress is clean. And then they flip it over. They flip the mattress and there it is, covered in blood. And underneath the bed was a bowl of what appeared to be blood diluted with water and cleaners, and it had a rag in it. As if, I know. They attempted to clean it up, but it got too hard. So they decided to flip the mattress and leave and lock it. Never to install a lock and retire and never to be seen again.
Yeah. That
never to be opened again.
Does not exist anymore.
Right.
Because we put a deadbolt on the outside of it. Another mystery. What's behind that door?
So given the giant blood stain they found, they get a warrant to excavate Geraldine's own backyard, because I don't think without that blood stain, they probably wouldn't have been able to do it on Felix's word alone.
Yeah.
So they dig for hours. And after they come across a pillow, they know they're in the right spot. So they keep going. And 12 hours later, they find the body of 63-year-old Geraldine Lloyd, who had been dead for about 7 months.
Oh my God.
She was killed before Edagene.
Oh, wow.
Kelly admitted to knowing about the murder, but said it was all Christian and she was asleep when he decided to do it. When he decided to beat her with an aluminum bat.
Oh my God.
And when she woke up, she said Christian told her what he did, and she was way too scared to call the police. But here's the thing. Bullshit.
She waited 7 months to tell Felix. So what are you talking about?
Well, Felix had just gotten out of prison. It was probably day one of his release. And she called and they called each other.
Okay.
No, the whole bullshit thing is she started grooming this boy when he was 14 years old. She started out as a mother figure. Then she initiated a sexual relationship. She made the rules about how to sneak around. She separated him from his own family. She invited him to live in her house.
Textbook.
She was in complete control. I just don't see how the dynamic would ever evolve into the other way around.
Yeah.
Like,
when would he have ever switched to be the in control dominant monster
Right.
when she has the whole time? No.
Yeah.
Obviously you weren't scared.
No.
You took part.
No.
Fuck off. Bye.
He turns 18 and all of a sudden he's in control. If I were to guess, I think Kelly ran that show from every aspect, from when they ate dinner to what time they went to bed. And I just don't see this boy who's been under her spell for nearly 5 years now, taking it upon himself to kill your own mother without you instructing him to do so.
For what?
Yeah.
By the way.
Oh, well, we'll get there too.
Well, money, I'm sure. But and her elderly across the street neighbor.
Right.
He did this, really.
That's just all such bullshit. So,
yeah. I mean, he's a jerk too, don't you worry.
He's a monster. I mean, I don't know. But that's what she's claiming.
Yeah.
And what's also fucked up about this is that Kelly actually told Melissa the day after the murder that, quote, Christian killed grandma. So Melissa knew this entire time, but she was sworn to secrecy because Kelly told her that Kevin would be taken away. Yeah. And she was sobbing. She was doing all that shit, practically intimidated her into keeping quiet, which is obviously so screwed up. What a screwed up situation to put your daughter in. According to Melissa, Kelly told her that she was terrified of Christian, which clearly just a strategy. She just needs people to vouch for her in case things go south, which is why she's telling the two people who give a damn about her daughter and her estranged husband.
Yeah.
But in reality, Geraldine was killed January 2007.
God.
Kelly asked Christian to move in spring 2007. Why would you do that? Are you scared of this monster? Your kids still live with you. Aren't you scared for their safety?
Yeah, he's taking care of your youngest son a lot by himself. Are you scared?
Are you scared of that? I wonder what that conversation was like when Melissa was like, wait, why are you inviting grandma's murderer to move into our house? Like,
right.
So the whole scared bit is horseshit. And Christian's now charged with Etta Jean and Geraldine's murder. And Kelly is arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder for Geraldine. She was never charged with Etta Jean's.
Wow.
They both pled not guilty, prepared to turn on each other. But in 2009, right before Christian's trial was about to start, Kelly took a plea deal and admitted to soliciting him to kill her mother. So she was sentenced to 30 years in prison, and the court decided to not try Christian for Geraldine's murder now that they have a confession. And instead, they would allow jurors to consider Geraldine's murder during the punishment phase of Etta Jean's trial.
I see.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So his trial begins in June 2009. His attorneys obviously pushed the grooming angle. He was coerced by Kelly. She convinced him to do it. They said he was later riddled with guilt, which obviously I've voiced my opinions on whether I think Kelly knew or not. Duh, she was a mastermind.
Duh.
But at the same time, it would take serious convincing that he is a complete innocent bystander when you hear about the brutality of the crime and see those crime scene photos of this gruesome murder that he committed twice.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You started as a victim, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Big guy, you did horrible things.
Yeah.
And seemed pretty okay doing them, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And that's what the prosecution argued. He was an adult when he made these decisions, whether he was convinced or not. I'm not doubting that Kelly manipulated him, but yeah, he went through with it. I don't know. And he was very cold again in explaining what he did during that police interview. They also point out the fact that on the CCTV footage of him buying all the cleaning supplies, he also buys a bag of chips or something. And the crumbs of those same chips were found at the crime scene, meaning he was snacking while cleaning this gross ass crime scene up.
Yeah.
Not very well if the detectives are finding crumbs, I'll tell you.
Right.
But, so they're saying if you could have an appetite, like how could one have an appetite during this disgusting murder while this mangled woman is on the ground, unless you're a monster?
Mm-hmm. He's a threat to society for sure.
Yeah. So they give the argument like, oh yeah, this kid's really riddled with guilt. He's snacking, please.
Right.
Based on all the evidence they had, it was ultimately determined that they were stealing from Geraldine. She caught them, which Melissa confirmed, and threatened to go to police. So they killed her, continued pissing away all her money after she was killed, all of her savings, her social security income, everything. And when it started to run out, that's when they decided to move on to their next victim across the street, Etta Jean. They came up with the plan for Christian to go over there to, quote, borrow a baking dish, get the lay of the land. So the next day when he returned it, he could kill her, steal all her money, and they could start their new spending spree.
Her oodles of money.
Right.
Get a job. Get a job.
Oh, but Kelly had one. First Presbyterian Children's
that's right.
Center.
That's right.
Money obviously probably doesn't pay much, but my God, y'all are losers.
Losers, and God, get her away from children at all costs, obviously.
For real. Stealing, right, that for sure. But stealing from these women, these widows who just wanted to retire and live off their own effing money. Screw you.
No, come on.
Get out of here. Jurors deliberate and find him guilty of capital murder, and he was sentenced to death by lethal injection.
Damn.
But this was later commuted to life without parole.
Yeah.
Again, Kelly was already serving her 30 years, but in 2015, prison guards find her bloody body hanging in her prison cell.
Boo. I hate that ending so much.
I know. They said that she had cut from her wrists to her elbows down her legs. Then she tied a bedsheet around her neck and hung herself. They found her at 11:30 a.m. and she was pronounced dead at 11 p.m.
What?
They tried to resuscitate her. They rushed her to the hospital and they couldn't stabilize her. 12 hours she died.
How often do they do those rounds? Because that's a lot of cuts, a lot of effort. She was by herself. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Oh, I hate when that happens.
I know.
Really pisses me off.
I know. Especially, you committed murder. Let's just call it what it is. Just because you didn't have the bat in hand or the railroad spike in hand.
Gross.
You did it. You groomed this little boy who you later turned on and said it was all him.
Yeah, completely threw him under the bus.
What a bitch. Like, what are you doing?
You suck on so many levels.
Melissa went on to get married. I don't know much about her life now. I hope she's living a relatively normal life, given her tragic upbringing.
Right.
And sadly, Kevin, her little brother, died in January 2021 at 20 years old.
Oh.
I know. I found his I'm not sure what happened there, but that's horrible.
Kevin, at 20, he was 20 years old?
20 years old.
Oh my gosh. Poor Melissa.
Dude.
Honestly, she kept a secret. Again, she was a kid too. Yeah. Shouldn't have kept that secret, obviously. But damn, she had a rough go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, poor. I really feel bad for her.
And Kevin, God.
And Kevin, of course.
And that is my horrific story about why Kelly's the worst and Christian is honestly he seemed real okay beating these old ladies.
I don't like him by any means.
No, I know, but he started out as a victim, sure. And tragic case for his parents.
Ooh,
they tried. Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
Patrons. Heather, Caitlin, Ashley, Devin, Zecca, Leslie, Sarah, Jody. Oh, Jody and Lauren. Oh, y'all bought together. Loophole.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that. Susan, Mackenzie, Shadala-san.
Yeah, I'm sure you nailed it.
I did. Lacey, Jennifer, Silge, Jane, Kelly, Blue Girl. Hey, Blue Girl.
Hey.
Thank y'all so much for joining.
Y'all. Thank you so much.
And my custom shout out is from Rachel. I want to shout out my badass sister-in-law, Carly. I really won the sister-in-law jackpot with her, and I honestly can't remember what life was like without her.
Oh, that's so nice. Did you think it was going to be from me?
I
should have surprised.
Nah, we good. Check out her cool cards on Instagram at Black Lab Paper Company. That's her Instagram handle, which I'm like, I already know her.
I know her. Wait, whoa.
Black Lab Paper Company.
Wait. I know that.
I know. I think we've DM'd.
Yeah. It's very familiar.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, good. Thanks.
Thanks, Rachel. And thanks, Carly, for listening.
For real.
Thank you all. Y'all are the best. People are the worst.